Hello, everyone. This is Brother Timothy Earl Hoskins from the Lord's House of Prayer in Jackson, Tennessee. Thank you for watching my video. It's another wonderful Sabbath day, and hopefully the weather is fixing to change and get a little warmer and help everybody get back from all this sickness that's been kind of afflicting me too. Still a little bit, but it's a lot better today than it has been. And as y'all can see, I've grown back a full beard. It's been probably, I don't know, my early 20s, mid 20s since I had a full one. Of course, I had a full head of hair then too, but seemed like I remember it being more red and white, but I guess that's the way that goes. But I don't know how much longer I'll keep it. It's starting to itch quite a bit. That's why I shaved it in the first place, but it's kind of interesting. But again, I want to thank you for your prayers, for your comments, and your views on the videos. I really appreciate all of those. I think all Christian people and our brothers, Jewish brothers and sisters, we have a lot more like and a lot more in common than we do not. And we need to remember that. Just because somebody says something you might not agree with or looks at it a different way don't mean they're your enemy. But it's just something to take and look at and study and research. And maybe, I know I've learned a lot of new stuff. I was going to put something up on about the rich man and Lazarus, but I think I'll do that starting next week. I just decided to read some from Psalms today. I like to do that every now and then. I'm going to read Psalms 30, 31, 32 here in just a minute. And again, like I said, I'm going to probably do something about the rich man and Lazarus, a little difference that I've seen in reading that, looking at it. And I've got a pamphlet from an individual, and I'm going to read from that because I think he's pretty close to right on it. And it's kind of the way I believe in that now, which is different from what I used to be when I first got into things. I'll ask you to continually pray for our newly elected president and his administration as they just keep getting attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked. It's really shameful. People that said they wanted to see him succeed and were trying to help with a smooth transition of his presidency were lying, just like they lied about the health care and everything else. And they're doing everything they can to tear him down. We need to pray that he gets his policies in order. They have a chance to work, and if they do work, the whole country's going to be better off. If they don't work, then they can vote him out in 4 years. But all this stuff that's going on is just ridiculous. It's just an attempt by evil people that have just got a bunch of sour grapes because they lost the election. The average people of this country rose up and rejected democratic, socialist, progressive policies that's been in place for the last 8 years. They've lost 1,200 elections in 8 years. So people have just rose up against them, and they don't want to admit that they're wrong. But continually pray for our president and his administration. Pray for the nation of Israel, and pray for one another as well. So I'm just going to read from Psalms today. And again, every now and then I just break out the book of Psalms and start reading because it's great. Proverbs too. And I think I did a section in here where I went through the whole book of Proverbs. It's just really good stuff to live by, and it gives you instructions. Again, Psalms 30, 31, and 32. I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment, and his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou didst hide thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. That was Psalms verse 30. Now I'm going to begin reading Psalms 31. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Into thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy, for thou hast considered my trouble. Thou hast known my soul and adversities, and hast not shut me up into the hand of the enemy. Thou hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Excuse me. For I am in trouble. Mine eyes is consumed with grief, yea, my soul and my belly. For my life is spent with grief, and my years with sliding. My strength faileth because of mine iniquity, and my bones are consumed. I was a reproach among all mine enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and a fear to mine acquaintance. They that did see me without fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mine. I am like a broken vessel. For I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side. While they took counsel together against me, they devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, thou art my God. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies, and from them that persecute me. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things, proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. O how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of thy presence from the pride of men. Thou shalt keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he has showed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thine eyes. Nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee. O love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, and all ye that hope in the Lord. That was Psalm 31. I want to read Psalm verse 32 now. Chapter 32. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man into whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all the day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. I acknowledged my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place, thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eyes. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held with a bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. That's just a way of giving some praise back to the Lord. And he knows what's going on in your life and in the world as a whole, and in your life in particular. And he'll guide you, he'll lift you up, he'll protect you, and he knows the people that are doing mean, evil, cruel things to you, and they're going to have their reward too. But God's the one that's going to be taking that vengeance, and it shouldn't be us. We should allow God to work in those situations, and he'll use whatever tools he needs to do to accomplish that. What does that say in Ecclesiastes? It rains on the just and the unjust and the rich and the poor. We're talking about all being vanity. So I just like to read that every now and then. It uplifts you. It gives you hope. It gives you direction. And it lets you know that God's always watching and he's always there. And we just got to continually seek him, continually pray to him, read his word, and get as close to him as we can. Especially in the way things are today. There's a lot of anti-Jewish stuff going on, and that's going to turn really close. That's going to turn into anti-Christian stuff real easy. And you see a lot of it through laws and stuff. There's a baker, and I can't remember where these people were at, but they were fined $135,000 by a state government because they would not provide a cake for a gay wedding. They sold everything. Anytime a gay person come in, they sold them whatever they wanted. They didn't want to participate in a certain event that God says is between a man and a woman, and that's what they believe. But they said they were discriminating, and they were racist, and they hated these gay people, even though they had sold stuff to them all the time. They just didn't want to participate in their wedding. They were fined $135,000, forced to close their business. They went to the state Supreme Court, and they ruled unanimously against them, and he will go to the Supreme Court. These individuals, by their First Amendment right, have the right not to participate in something that goes against their religion, period. It doesn't matter what any other laws you make or say. That goes against the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. But see, you're not seeing, and you won't see the ACLU jump in on their side, because they've already said they're going to side with the gay marriage or the homosexual part of it, and not the other. I would agree that the state was right if that was the only place you could buy a cake. Okay, and then you would be denying them a right because you're the only one that provided it, but they're not. They could have went somewhere else. This is just forcing somebody to accept a wrong lifestyle and a wrong choice and be a part of it. And God says, be ye not partaker of another man's sin. But I want y'all to continue praying for those people and me and everybody. Pray for our country, our leaders, especially our president-elect and the new administration and the nation of Israel. This is Brother Timothy Earl Hoskins from the Lord's House of Prayer in Jackson, Tennessee. Thank you, and God bless.